Well, good evening, America. Again, this is us gently late, okay, fashionably late. I'm sure our fucking real viewers are getting pretty used to that. Uh, this is the show where we pretty much just get on here and talk shit, okay? And hopefully, which is kind of being a problem, people don't take us fucking seriously. Like, somebody posted my fucking opinion to the goddamn news. You shouldn't be taking this shit seriously, okay? I'm full of shit about 99% of the time, okay? So please don't take me seriously. But this is Alone in the Dark in wonderful Colorado.
Uh, this is Jonathan Esther out in earthquake country.
Our former host.
Yeah.
Flow Chemical.
This is Dare to Disagree. So I couldn't really think of any topics besides the same bullshit we've already talked about. So
Mhm.
what do you guys got to rant about?
I'm out. I'm empty this week. I gotta be honest. It's been such a busy week, man. Between the real world and
Here,
other random bullshit and the kid, it's just been fucking hectic. I haven't really had time to sit and bitch about anything.
I got one thing that I saw that I thought was fucking hilarious, okay? Me and Dave have differing opinions on feminists, okay?
Mm.
My solid opinion is the actual feminist doctrine is good. Okay, that's the real fucking things that they're talking about, or that they supposedly support is good. The way most bitches carry it out is fucking retarded. And I'm gonna give you an example right now. Okay, this dude came out with this nail polish, right, for bitches that they could dip their finger in a drink, and if there's date rape chemicals in their drink, it will turn colors, warning them, hey, don't drink this shit because you're about to get fucking raped, right? It sounds
Okay.
like a pretty good fucking idea. You know what I mean? If I was a freaking single woman, I would be worried about that shit. Somebody slipping some shit into my drink. Matter of fact, even not doing that. Like, I get worried when my fucking sister-in-laws or shit like that are out drinking by themselves with a group of bitches. Who knows what the fuck could happen, right? So that sounds like a pretty good idea. You know what I'm saying? Feminists bitched this guy out saying he was promoting rape culture by forcing them to have to worry about rape every time they take a drink.
Yeah. Goddamn. I was trying to take that seriously. He started laughing.
Go ahead and defend that shit, Dave. If you want.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I wouldn't be foolish enough to defend that. I think that's a very silly position to have. But you got to understand, most of the people who talk like that, and the problem with this particular mentality is there isn't enough data to back up what I'm about to say. But the way I feel is like most of the feminists I talk to are fairly reasonable women that don't think men are the enemy. The feminists that tend to respond like that seem to be like the whatchamacallit, the Tea Party, you know?
Yeah.
It's a small but very vocal section of women who their heart is in the right place, to be quite honest, man. Like if you feel attacked, defend yourself. Ain't no knocking that, but as with anybody who feels attacked, there's a chance they'll go too far, and these people always do. So am I defending what they said? No. Do I think it's a point worth making? I guess.
No,
Fucking.
no, I want you to expand on that right there, no?
I told you, man. I don't approve. Do I line up with what they're saying? No, I think it's ridiculous. Do
But
I think it's worth saying? It's a free country, I guess. Sure, why not? It's
here's what I'm gonna say, man. And this is kind of something that has stuck with me for a good while. Okay, I grew up in some pretty shitty neighborhoods, as did I'm pretty sure all of us did. Okay, my wife did not. Every now and then, I will come out to my car and find that shit unlocked, and it pisses me off to no end. Okay.
yeah.
Now, for my wife it didn't bother. What are you talking about? You know, I've done this shit all the time. I haven't been robbed. Where I grew up, if you left your shit unlocked, you got your shit stolen. That was it.
Hell,
Like,
if you left your shit locked, you got your shit stolen.
yep, that's something that kind of stuck with me, and it's kind of the same thing as me bitching about living in that area where shit gets stolen if you leave it unlocked. Going, this is ridiculous. Somebody invented locks, having to me think about getting robbed all the time.
Look, I see your point, but here's what I'll say. I understand where that hardcore ridiculous female is coming from. I get it, the feminist. I understand her point. Her point is, no, what should happen is society should change enough that we don't need to have a warning. Men don't need to have a warning about getting raped. Society should change to make sure we women are safe. Which is I understand where that point comes from. It's like, all right, you want your area to be safer. You don't. Why should I have to walk around with my mace while you men can walk around just confident? And my rebuttal would be what anybody with common sense would go is because, well, it's a lot harder to rape an asshole than it is a vagina. So you have priorities. You know, I'm just that would be my mentality. I understand why it's stupid, and I understand why those women think they're making a point. That's why I always get into like weird positions with these things, because I'm like, I see your point, but it's stupid.
People who are complaining about getting robbed aren't complaining against lock manufacturers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I hate fuck thieves, okay? I fucking hate that shit. I also hate rapists. Rapists are bad. If this bitch was on there saying, fuck rapists that they're making us go through this, I totally agree.
Yeah.
But getting pissed at the guy inventing something
to help you, yeah, that's stupid.
That's the silly shit. And don't get me wrong, it's not only feminists, okay? Like, I've seen shit, what is that called? The Men's Rights Association or stuff like that.
Those guys can get also ridiculous.
Those guys could go fucking nuts too. I was on their forum, right, which they had posted something. Okay, here's what it was. This bitch attacked like 22 separate incidents of assaulting people, right?
God damn.
Never spent a day in prison. Her last time this guy dropped his fucking electronic cigarette, right? He dropped it while he was at the bar. She picked it up and handed it back to him, right? Apparently, according to her at least, he didn't say thank you. So she got pissed and broke a fucking glass over the side of this guy's face. Put shards of glass into his eye. He almost lost his fucking eye, right?
All right.
They gave her a 12-month suspended sentence, which means you should be in jail, but we're not gonna do that shit. Can you imagine if a guy busted a fucking glass across the side of a woman's face? Even if he was in the right, even if this bitch was attacking her, if you slam a fucking glass against the side of some bitch's face, you're going to jail, man. Like, unless she's trying to fucking kill you, you're probably going to jail for that shit, okay? Now, the original post I agreed with. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit. This bitch keeps getting a walk for that, right? But what happened was, scroll down a little bit, I can't remember, somebody brought up, like, man, if he had tried to defend her, she probably would have just screamed rape, and that guy'd be going to jail for rape. Which is a silly point, okay? But somebody else said, well, now bitches could decide 30 minutes into sex that suddenly they don't want to have to sex anymore, and if you continue, you're raping her. To which somebody else replied, well, yeah, fucker, like... that is, if you're fucking her and she says, you know what, I don't want to have sex anymore, and you just pin her the fuck down and finish your business, yeah, you just
yeah, you just, I mean, granted, she's an asshole, but you are raping her.
Now, this is the amazing part, right? On that forum, you could fucking upvote, downvote people's comments, right? This dude was fucking hammered with downvotes for saying that. Saying, yeah, you are raping her.
Oh, that's fine. It'll take.
Remember, like, are you fucking kidding? And this guy apparently was a men's rights fucking advocate or whatever, and he's like, dude, I'm having to assume they just misunderstood what I said, because otherwise all these people pissed at me sound
Are pro-rape.
bad.
Yeah. Okay, let me give you an example. I'll make a go side off topic to make a point. For example, whenever you concentrate people who are pretty much of a same opinion or of a same mind, it just it can easily morph out of control if there's no control or no alternate group to kind of say, whoa, this is why that mentality is stupid. It can easily get out of control. For example, a couple of years ago, I'll say 1 or 2 years ago, in Germany, one of the politicians in Germany, a lady in Germany, was making a point, because in the German language, the way you say God has a masculine in front of it. So it's like their words are masculine, feminine, or both. There are very few neutrals. And the way you say God in German, you're required to say it in a masculine format. And the lady was basically saying, hey, the fact is, ultimately, that's needless because the gender of God doesn't matter. You know, God is still God. And she got fucking destroyed by men and women alike. Just fucking utterly fucking destroyed just because she made that comment. And there was no control, not for a long time was there any control to kind of go, hey guys, she's just saying that in perspective, it shouldn't matter whether God is a man or woman, it's still God. But they didn't even give a fuck. Whenever you get into those forums like with the feminists or the men group, the same shit happens. You lose someone to give you context, and the whole group just kind of snowballs into something ridiculous. That's why I can say something like, do I understand what those bitches are saying? Yes. Do I also understand why it's stupid? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. By the way, I meant those bitches in the most positive way possible.
I just meant those bitches because I don't know you all individually.
Exactly.
That was some bitches. The fuck said that?
It wasn't Black Dynamite.
Cat Williams.
Cat Williams, yeah. I call y'all bitches because I don't know y'all individually. By the way, if anybody hasn't seen the new Cat Williams stand-up, he has one of the greatest football jokes I've ever heard. You need to look it up, man. He's talking about, what'd he say? He was talking about, who's the new gay football player? The one that they made big, what's his name?
Michael Sam.
Thank you, Michael Sam. So he brought up Michael Sam. He was like, I don't believe in homosexuality, but I'm not a homophobe. I think it's very exciting that Michael Sam is joining the NFL. And then he pauses, looks at the audience, steps 2 steps forward, and goes, you think you've been tackled before, my nigga? You think you've been sacked? You ain't been sacked until you've been sacked by someone who was looking at you anyway. Like someone sacks you and then gets up and goes, you're just as pretty as I thought you was across the line of scrimmage.
I don't know.
I just think it's great. Anyway.
Yes. That was my bitch. That was it.
Yeah, I
understand what you're saying, though. People go crazy. I mean, look at our celebrities. Go crazy when everybody around them agrees with them.
Yeah.
I think that's Kanye's problem. Everybody around him tells him, yeah, dude, you're a genius. Yeah, keep giving me my money and paying for my living and all that shit.
Look at Slow Chemical's face on that. Oh, snap, man. You know what I love about being able to say his face today? It's great because you don't need to hear what he has to say. You know exactly what he has to say.
But I've seen it happen a number of times, man. That's like, I think the biggest problem they had out there in the fucking Bible Belt is everybody was telling them they're right, and then you bring out, well, no, actually, you know, that shit's clearly bullshit. You know what I mean? No, man, fucking everybody. We've all been taught. Nobody said it was, well, yeah, I mean, but it is. You know, that's like...
I run into the same problems when I hang out with a bunch of liberals and they start going, Republicans do this, Republicans do that. I go, not all of them, man. No, it's It's the ones that are freaking in charge. Yeah, they're kind of misguided, but most Republicans are just as sensible. They want gun control and all that. Most of the Republicans I know are more religious than conservative like minded. They're just very religious, that's all. And there's really no other party that pushes the agenda for like religion as hard for Christianity. Sorry, not religious. They're Christian is what I meant to say.
For not religion, yeah.
So, yeah, not religious, just Christian. Anyway, oh wait, while we got this guy on the podcast, I got a question. How's the purge going, man? Are you you have metal sheets at your windows? Do you have a shotgun under your bed? Exactly. Where's your man?
This is real. This is real. It was 4 shootings and 1 stabbing that Saturday night.
Yeah, some people took it to heart, man. You announced a purge in Baltimore. Also known as
a regular Baltimore City night. Looking up out the ordinary. Nothing out of the ordinary.
You ain't never tell no lie. Wait, what was that about anyway? Because I just saw you mention it and then I missed it. What was that about, the purge?
No, that was I posted that a while ago. I posted it up there because a shitload of people. It's a lot of stupid motherfuckers in this city. And people are actually going crazy over this one Photoshop photo of a clip from the movie with some random ass text over it that said Maryland Purge from 6:30 to whatever the fuck. But people actually took it to heart and actually thought it was real. Then you had some people talking about, yeah, it was on the news, it wasn't on no goddamn news. Shut the man.
Like
I'm in a city full of imbeciles.
The fucking Y2K end of the world was on the news too. That shit didn't come true, man.
No, that shit was actually on the news. This Maryland Purge shit was on the news. It wasn't even mentioned to say that it was a hoax. No, it was like no sort of mention to Maryland Purge.
Facebook, man. Facebook knows what's going on, dog. You don't understand, man.
Yeah, Facebook. Oh, yeah, if it's on Facebook, it must be true, you know? Facebook is the new internet.
They'll delete that shit. If it's not true, fucking goddamn, what's that guy's name? Zuckerberg himself will come on your shit and delete it, man.
Did you say Facebook is the new internet?
No, I said it was where the truth comes.
No, not you, man. That other dude, he said Facebook is the new internet.
See, clearly Dave is from Baltimore because he didn't get that joke.
Oh, I got it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That was an interesting wording is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I hope everybody caught on. I'm not as dumb as I might look. No,
you're that close. You're that close to DC, man. You can't affect change. Tell them to come over to Baltimore and hook you up.
Even if I was in DC, I couldn't affect change. Fuck change.
Did you hear what they say, man? Obama's a socialist. He's all about taking from the rich and giving to the poor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do that shit all.
I ain't seen a dime of that shit yet.
So alright, that's my bitch though. Who else got some fucking topics? What?
Let me say that. Floyd Mayweather needs to stop messing with rappers, man. They fucking.
I was waiting for someone to bring it up. I thought Jay was gonna be the one to bring it up, but man, if it had to be you, this thing is as bad as I thought.
I told nah, seriously, dig this. I told Renee, I said, Renee, Floyd gotta remember, these dudes got money and infinite time. They don't need to train. They go to the studio and write raps. That's all. I write raps. It takes 5 minutes. That's all. They're bored. You think they're gonna fuck with you? Come on, there's a letter 50 Cent just put out, man. You want the time?
I will admit, that was cold-blooded.
This man need to stop fucking hurt, man. Just make your money, do your boxing thing, take care of your family. Don't fuck no more of these lame bitches. Go with the white women. The black women's your problem.
Yeah.
I keep leaving you for Nelly. I'm just saying.
I gotta give people a heads up. Our resident co-host Slow Chemical officially gave up black women about a week ago. So
It's terrible, man.
That's what I said. Even mixed women. Even mixed women.
On my dick. No longer.
You know,
Done. I have to do with you. It's over.
someday it's gonna be pretty hard to not sleep with a mixed woman, man. Like those fucking purebred women are all gonna be fucking living in goddamn Oregon or wherever the hell Charlie got his freaking women from.
India then, man. I'm done. Nope.
Be in Utah on fucking communes and shit. That'll be the last purebred woman left.
I'm done.
Terrible, terrible. But yeah, man, when I heard about that, at first I thought it was some joke until I realized it was the most messed up joke. That being said, I'm sure Slow Chemical and Jay will agree with me on this. This is not new for 50 Cent to do something this fucked up. This is not a new 50 Cent. He's a classic asshole.
Well, see, I don't call him an asshole in this situation, though, Dave. Because here's the thing. If you look at the messages he sends, he constantly says, "You're my little brother." He says, "Just come see me. Don't talk shit. I'm gonna put you in your place." 50 Cent doesn't do anything. When it comes to his friends, 50 don't beef with them. 50 just put them in their place. 50 lets them know, look here, you know that you're not bigger than me. You'll never be bigger than me. You need to go to this side. So he does these things like record young buck crying on the phone, like watching Floyd Mayweather read a cat in the hat book wrong. I mean, Jesus Christ, like, just don't fuck with this dude, man. Let's leave it alone. 50 Cent's probably bored.
All right, so that begs the question, because what 50 just said was all he had to do was read a page from Harry Potter, but that's all 50 Cent told him how to do. His eyes. Wait, I thought you knew, by the way. Oh, that is terrible. But for people that don't know, 50 Cent did the Ice Bucket Challenge, but he nominated Mayweather to do it, but with a twist. Instead of doing the Ice Bucket Challenge, 50 Cent nominated that Mayweather had to read a page of Harry Potter out loud on YouTube for his challenge, which confused a lot of people. Nobody really knew why. Until a radio station. Does anybody know the name of the station? One of the LA radio stations released because the way, you know, when you're listening to the radio and an artist comes on in between songs and goes, you know, this is Rita Ora and I'm telling you to listen to 92 point whatever. She's not doing that shit live. She recorded it prior and they just save that stuff, and when they're about to play like a Rita Ora song, they'll play that thing. They usually just record them when they come in for the morning thing. I guess Mayweather had come to that studio before for a morning weather thing, and they gave him the script to read the promotion, and Mayweather had a lot of difficulty reading that script. Like, when the guy on the show read the script verbatim, it took him maybe 10 seconds. When they played the recording of Mayweather trying to do the same thing, he was a minute and 30 seconds in, and he was still screwing up and had to keep repeating it. So, came out that Mayweather can't read too good.
I'm trying to find.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Jonathan Esther and Alone in Dark. 50 Cent does stuff like that because he just wants. If you're his friend, he's not gonna dish you on a record. What he gonna do is take those little bitty things that you give him, and then just go to bat. Just go to bat with it. Like, but everybody's always said Floyd Mayweather isn't very well educated. Everybody says that. I'm sure. Listen to him talk. It's clear he's not well educated.
That's not where the controversy started. 50 doing that was effed up, but that's fine. You know, it's a joke between friends. Or, to be quite honest...
Was it fucked up?
What? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I don't think it was. I think it was fine. It's 50's prerogative to do it. Plus, if you can't read, you're a target. You might as well just take it, you know? Mayweather's got millions of dollars. He'll recover. The people were saying it was fucked up. And in fact, even the guys on the show kind of asked the host, like, is this okay for us to do live on the air? And he was like, I got the greatest respect for Mayweather. I think he's the greatest defensive boxer ever, but I got a show to do. So the question became, was it wrong for that radio station to use that material?
Let her fucking read. You sitting here on Twitter putting out $72 million contracts. Let her fucking read. No, I mean, everything is
Hold on. We can barely hear you. Try that again.
Everything is fair game when you become a celebrity. It is what it is. As much as I hate to say it like that, Floyd Mayweather, he started, in the last year alone, he has started 4 rap beefs with rappers. My favorite Tiny, which is T.I.'s wife. I'm not even going there. With Nelly. All the people he's fucking with, they have history with him. They know him personally. So, what do rappers do the best? Talk shit about you and your personal life.
Yeah.
If he could just kill you, he'll kill you. Like he put a thing on Instagram and he said, a poster of Mayweather and Harry Potter. It says your first loss to Harry Potter. Damn, son.
You know, I saw like a fake Floyd Mayweather Twitter account. I thought it was the real one for a bit, but it was a fake one. Responded to 50 Cent and said, "I'll up your bet by $1 million if you can have a video of your son saying he loves you."
Damn. Mayweather should pay that guy to be his Twitter. But, I mean, I go on the I think 50 Cent was right, but the radio station was wrong camp. I think the radio station was wrong. Do I understand that every celebrity is a target? Yeah, if you're making millions of dollars, I feel no pity for people mocking you. You know, if you don't have thick skin, you can go home and sleep on your piles of money. You'll feel better tomorrow, you know? But ultimately, that radio station, it was a dick move. It's that simple. That radio station had no need to do that. They could have just gone on, well, it's pretty well known that Mayweather's level of education is a little low. Maybe he has something. It's a whole other thing if they brought Mayweather on and made him read or something, or gone through a whole stint. But to pull up some B-roll that Mayweather didn't know was going to be used against him and use it, that's a dick move. Is it their prerogative? Yes. Is it perfectly fine legally? Yes. But it's a dick move. So I'm anti-dick moves to begin with. So
I gotta speak up. Let me talk.
Go ahead.
So, taking that in context, how do you feel about the show TMZ then? Because that's all they do.
I think TMZ is the worst thing to be ever put on TV. I hate. There are only 2 things on television I hate with a passion: reality TV shows and TMZ. Reality TV shows because I watched a reality show get made. The Real Housewives of Orange County was shooting at the restaurant by my job. And we got to watch the 2-hour process it took for them to set up the lights and the microphones. We got to watch the hour filming process of every other patron in that restaurant being made uncomfortable because they had to listen to the Real Housewives talk. But the people were just so fucking excited to be around a television camera that they were willing to endure it. But they had to listen to those bitches have those fights. And then I watched the hour deconstruction process, which, I mean, you know it's fake, but once you see it done and you realize how unrealistic and fake it is, it was the most depressing thing I'd ever seen, that people actually watch that shit. And then TMZ is just fucking horrible. It's like paying someone to go through other people's garbage and tell them what they find, you know. It's like someone goes to Slow Chemical's house and find all the flavored condoms he has in the trash, and they go, has he been sleeping with Pakistani women? Has he been sleeping with Arab women? We don't know. And they wait for him to come out and yell in his face asking about it. I think it's kind of a dick move.
I don't know. I think
and by the way, no disrespect, Chemical. I know you don't use flavored condom. You got better taste than that. He's into that lambskin.
Luke wears ribbed condoms, but he wears them inside out for his pleasure.
Well played.
That is terrible.
Well,
I couldn't TMZ. Somebody from TMZ can this.
We can't hear you, man. Again, you're cutting out.
Can you hear me now?
There you go. Yeah, we hear you.
by the way, if we're gonna keep having to this guy on over here, this fucking some bitch over here, we need to
Who
think
you
of
talking
for him.
Me?
Yeah, we're gonna need a pseudonym.
My first vote is Loyal White Knight.
I'm perfectly okay with that name for some reason. Perfectly okay.
So
I'm loyal to a fault.
That boy ain't telling no lies. But all right, my bad. Go ahead, Slow Chemical. Sorry about that.
No, you can somebody from TMZ can get shot. Radio station in them, man. I want to say I want to say Floyd had made a comment about somebody at that radio station, and then the radio station, oh really? FM. Floyd has been going off this year at everybody. And so this supposedly, and everybody that's known, if you ever follow Floyd, is that the people that are around him use him. Which is why those females have left him and gone with him because jewelry and stuff. Then next thing you know, they do somebody else. You know, you felt it. I do want to release it to release it. You made a comment about somebody at that radio station, and the guy said, "Fuck him." Boom. On that.
Let me go ahead and ask Jay then. Hey Jay, so quick question. I don't know if you've been listening to what we're saying, but let me throw it out to you. Do you think it is wrong that the radio station used that audio footage that they had before of Floyd Mayweather while when he was gone to make that joke? Was that wrong, or was that within their right? All right, Jay clearly isn't there. I'll ask Charlie then. Well, our loyal white knight. Let me go ahead and put it that way.
And it sticks.
Just like that, baby.
Well, it's cool. It ain't no different than what. It ain't no different than anything me, you, or Alone and Unafraid have done to each other our entire lives. We've known each other.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I would never go on television and do some of the shit we've done in private on TV to you guys.
Well,
that's a whole other level.
Some of that's because you didn't have access to the ability to put it on TV, because we damn sure would have put some of that shit on TV between the three of us. Don't say we wouldn't.
right.
I don't know.
Right.
I was about to say, man, I guess I underestimated our friendship. Homies for life, I guess.
I mean, trust me, I'd have put that 10-car pile up in the parking lot.
Hey, that was 4 cars, and maybe a 5th scratched one. That was different story.
You remember when Pluto disappeared? That was the good one right there. I'm like, Dave, no, Dave, don't go down this path. No, I bet you Pluto's gone.
The fucked up part is you guys knew what I meant. You're just fucking taking me on like what you're saying word-wise is this. But anyway.
No, man.
Yeah, another story.
What I was trying to say is they were saying Pluto wasn't part of the solar system anymore, and I said
That's
Pluto
not what they
disappeared.
said, you motherfucker.
That's what I was trying. I'm not saying that it's correct now. I'm saying that's what I was saying at the time, and you guys knew what I meant.
All right.
I don't
have a problem with people putting shit on blast.
Fair enough. All right. That's, I don't know. Something about that is just, I don't know. There should be that line. Like, okay, what the fuck is honor in an age where nothing is out of bounds? You know what I mean? Like, what is honorable in an age where, motherfucker, it's your fault. You should have your own back. What the fuck is honor?
Well, nobody's saying what they did was honorable, but tell you what, I mean, we still can't remember what that fucking radio station's name was, but I would have never listened to shit from them if they hadn't posted that link. And how many people are like that? How many people heard what the fuck these people had to say who would never have heard these people ever existed in life? So from a business perspective, they made the right fucking decision. I mean, they're got way more views. That probably was one of their highest viewed fucking YouTube links, and it got them a whole lot of publicity, man. So I'm sorry, you know, if you're on fucking line and you're fucking, I mean, it's not like Mayweather's innocent here. It's not like he hasn't been fucking with people either. And according to sources, 50 has a pretty good reason to be pissed at him. Okay, he was talking his shit. Supposedly he ripped 50 off with a whole bunch of money. I have no reason, considering this guy's track record of being terrible with money, to disbelieve that he did that. So here you are robbing fucking people, talking shit about the people that you robbed online, and somebody comes back and burns you real bad. I'm sorry, but I don't feel too bad for you. It's not like they were an honorable person, you know.
This kind of brings us back to like that whole what's that fucking white dude, the owner of the basketball team?
Sterling.
Oh,
Donald Sterling. This brings us right back to like the Donald Sterling situation. I don't feel bad for Mayweather. At no point in this story do I feel bad for Mayweather. But when I hear a story like this, my mind goes to this extension. Okay, they're doing what they need to do to get ratings, to get publicity, to be successful. Let's push that a little further. Then banks are doing what they need to do to get rich and to be successful, no matter the cost. You see, and I understand there's a line here. They're not doing anything illegal. The banks clearly broke the law. I get it. But when you start saying this mentality is okay, how can I fault the banks then for doing whatever they need to do to make as much money as possible, since that's the game?
No. See, Mayweather's failure to be able to read has nothing to do. Is a far stretch why the day and age we're in with no honor, as you say, is in existence. That is a very minute situation or subject when it comes down to the real reason why we're in where we're at. I think that has no bearing whatsoever.
No, hold on. I'll take and I want you to come right back. I'll take what you just said and flip that switch. The American people's inability to monitor the banking system and make sure their government responded properly is their fault. It is their fault that they weren't on top of the government and on top of the banks, so they got screwed. They got what they deserved. I.e., Mayweather not being able to read is the reason he got on blast. His fault. He got what he deserved. You see what I'm saying?
No, you're absolutely right. It is American people's fault because of who they elected to do that job that failed miserably to do that. They deserve it. You're absolutely right.
Sounds like you're talking about Obama. I don't know why.
If you ask anybody that likes Obama, they're going to say Bush, so it doesn't really matter who you're talking about.
That's true. That's true.
A defense for the American people is they have pretty much no control over who gets elected.
That's true. The Electoral College. I agree.
That is a point.
It's all of that motherfucker right now.
But I mean, at least I'm glad you guys see my point. My point, it's just, do I think there are plenty of ways this could be taken on? There are plenty of ways Mayweather could have been better. Like, that motherfucker is rich enough, he could pay a double D, perfectly titted co-ed to teach him English all fucking day long while he boxes. He chooses instead to show pictures of him losing money in casinos and the millions of dollars worth of watches he has on his Instagram. Am I saying...
Why would he go through the trouble to learn to read when he could just pay her to read it and tell him what it said? That's a whole lot of trouble to go for nothing.
That's hella complicated. For a guy who's taken enough good advice from his father and the people around him to own... Business-wise, he's done some of the savviest moves any boxer has ever done. And this is some of the most basic need to understand shit that this motherfucker skipped over, like reading.
Hey, Jonathan,
Shoot.
I will give you this as an example. How long have we been doing music?
Years, man.
45 episodes.
And listen to this. This is what this generation is living now with. I would say some of our best music is political or conscience, not putting ourselves over or whatever the fuck. I'm just using this as an example because you could relate to this. Some of our best music is the political type of shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, my last two industry shows that I did, you know what song they have wanted me to play on there?
What?
Whoa. Which is a glorified diss track towards a former partner of ours. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's saying on Marilyn Monroe. At all. They want drama. And they're like Floyd Mayweather. They're not very well educated. This is the land we live in. A dumb motherfuckers. Period.
Heard.
If I was Mayweather, this is all I would come back and say. Hey, you guys are right. I can't fucking read good. And I'm still richer than all of you.
Yeah.
Good
That's
job.
what I'm saying. No. The thing isn't the comeback. Mayweather has a million different comebacks he could use that would work perfectly. He could do what like, did anybody see the only ice water challenge? Well, I've seen like 3 of them because my nieces made me watch them. But the only ice water challenge I've seen where I was like, okay, that was fairly clever, was Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen did something that was kind of a dick move. He has this pot full of what looks like ice water, and he goes, I'm about to do the ice water challenge, yada, yada, yada. And he pours the pot on himself, and what it is it's a bunch of fucking money. And he's like, oh. He goes, oh, wait, what's this? This is $10,000 in cash, which means I don't have to do the ice water challenge, but I'll tell you what I can do. All of this water I just doused, all of this cash I just doused on myself, I would donate it to ALS, and I nominate the following people to do the ice water challenge. Which was brilliant for me. It was like, you got cash, why are you getting wet? It's the perfect, I don't need to fucking go through this bullshit little exercise, but I'm still going to play the game and contribute. So there are many ways Mayweather could do this. He could have a bitch read that shit for him while he sits there in a coat and a pipe. Or he could pretend to read while somebody else does his voiceover. There's a million ways he could do this and look brilliant. For me, the problem I had with it was, screw Mayweather, it was just the station releasing it that bugged me. Because I was just like, as an artist, or if I was someone famous, I would go, well, I'm not fucking going to that station. Or if I'm going to that station, I'm not saying any shit off the record.
You gotta pick your skin to that as a celebrity, though, man.
You understand that? You go where the money fucking is. Bullshit. You go where the money fucking is. And anybody you think next thing, hey, I want $1 million too.
Maybe you're right, man. Maybe you're right.
Where's your argument to 50 Cent? And where you got this 50 Cent clearly just like, I still believe. I still believe that. When you stay in your place and you don't get out of line with certain people. Bottom line, period. Floyd, stay away from fucking rappers. You stop trying to fucking lie. And you need to learn how to read. Like you said, go to USC or UCLA, find one of the hottest co-eds, throw money on her, tell you what I really want to do, and then go box. And clean up my life. Lord knows if I had it, I would do it. I wouldn't fuck any black women while I'm doing it, but I would do
it. That's terrible. This is terrible. Fair enough.
I don't know what to say about such a question. I mean, it's just, you know, I always thought, though, that maybe there should have been some contract. Maybe celebrities will start thinking about that shit now. Hey, you can't use shit I didn't authorize against me like that, you know? It's amazing to me that there wasn't something like that. That's crazy to me. But I do agree, how about you not fuck with rappers whose job is pretty much to shit talk?
The smart, famous people, they never get caught with stuff like this because they make sure that business is aligned. Look at LeBron James. He never kept open. If he can't read, we don't fucking know. No one can say a damn word. Look at Jay-Z. I'm pretty sure this dude probably has 50 or something. His team is right. And you just look back and make money. What's your job is Drake? No, fuck you. No, you won't. Oh, now we friends walking rich? No, that's it. I want to fuck your wife. Never, my friend. Just saying.
That was like, you know what that just sounded like? That sounded like the Forrest Gump speech. That's all I gotta say about that.
Going home now.
Chocolate. Not chocolate. Fuck that.
So rude. I just think mixed girls are great, is all I'm saying.
Mixed girls, man. That is true though.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, there's this delicious thing that comes to my job. Oh, I'm not even gonna talk about that. That's just terrible. Just terrible.
Man.
Yo, this is how gorgeous she is, man. She has the craziest snaggletooth and is still gorgeous.
What the fuck?
She has the craziest buck tooth, yo. And oh man, like we all pretend like that doesn't even exist. Like she'll smile, big toothy smile, gorgeous face, that one tooth that looks like a revolving door that got stuck halfway through a spin, and we're still cool with it. We're cool with it.
Who's making all that sound?
What are you laughing at?
Shh. Parenting. We here at Dead to Disagree take responsibility of raising children very seriously.
Exactly. I don't know, man. Fuck that Floyd Mayweather. You know, until he gives me a fucking polish package, I don't give a fuck what happens to him, man.
Well, I mean, me ever feeling bad for a celebrity, it's always a dicey proposition. I always think it's funny when people start saying, you know, you need to feel bad for someone that has money. I mean, it's so hard for me to empathize with the rich. Like, people say they also have hard lives or stuff like that, and it's just like, I don't know. So, me feeling empathetic towards anybody who has money about any situation is a very difficult thing to begin with. But I still think they should have a certain amount of rights. I mean, we've gotten to a point in America where, you know, if you're rich, man, your life is for the taking. You know, you're making money off of our entertainment, and our entertainment is we want all of you, your privacy, everything. You know, the only time we're fully satiated with a person, a celebrity, is once we've seen them in a porn. I think that's probably the only reason everybody hates Kim Kardashian as much as we do, is just because we saw her naked and we're like, well, she has nothing else to give. Fuck her. So it's one of those things where empathy for me and the rich is down, but I still feel like, that being said, certain entities, and that my darts are aimed straight at TMZ on this one, should probably have some boundaries that they can't cross. I mean, granted, I know that that's a pipe dream. It's never gonna fucking happen. In fact, it's probably just gonna get worse. I'm just saying, that's my, like, syndrome of old man that's coming on.
Hey, Dave, you should worry about your own rights before you worry about theirs.
Oh, no, I ain't worried about my rights. I know the Ferguson police have my back. No, they literally have my back, man.
I don't know about that.
Literally.
I'll check this shit out. Look at this right here. This made me laugh. You guys might not like it though.
Wait, show that again? That is awful. That is the worst. I was just about to show this other thing, but that's way funnier. I was gonna show this thing that was like it was a cops in Britain, and the girl is getting handcuffed, and she's like, "You don't need to do this. I'm not going to run anywhere. I'm fat."
That's fucking terrible, man. What's something to say about that shit? But anyways, I think we almost did this shit on time now. Look at this shit. Gotta wrap up. Who's got some parting shots for me, man? Anybody think about this shit beforehand?
Actually, I had some. If nobody has anything, come back to me. I got some.
You gotta think of it first.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing yet.
What about you, Mr. Chemical?
No gimmick and
I think you threatened. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I think it's a threat. I remembered what my thing was. My thing was real simple, man. There's a real chance that if I talk to another old person and they say some shit like the good old days, I'm going to kick them in the balls/vagina. Because the more I learn about the good old days, the more I realize that is some bullshit of the highest fucking order, yo. Like, I've heard some of these old people talk about having sex back then, before the internet, and the shit they were doing was way freakier, because they didn't have the internet to tell them how sex is supposed to work. So those motherfuckers were putting hay in weird places, shoving vegetable and fruit in odd spaces. Like, I don't want to fucking hear another old dude talk about the good old days. Man, I'm really concerned that them kids can hear me.
I told
my kids?
Yeah, but I figure you got the headphones on.
Yeah, I got my headphones on. They can't hear nothing.
I told you, man, the funniest shit I ever hear is women and colored people talking about the good old days.
Yeah.
Like, roll that clock back, man. That shit won't bother me none. I'll be fine.
some lady came in like, man, that Miley Cyrus, I just feel so bad for her. In the good old days, that will never happen. I'm like, I just read excerpts from Marilyn Monroe's diary, and all she talks about in that shit is anal. But not just anal. She talks about anal and freaking what do you call those freaking enemas? The fact that she loved using enemas as part of her sexual routine. And I was like, that is some disgusting old-timey shit right there, man.
Hey, Dave, you missed the point that old lady was trying to give you. In the good old days, Miley Cyrus wouldn't be looked at like that because nobody find that shit out. The internet wasn't around.
Probably. But that's the point I'm making. The point I'm making is we're just being honest about what the fuck is going on. People are saying that good old days, like that shit didn't go down.
Yeah, actually, I made a statement to the wife the other day that, back in the day, you ever watch the show Mad Men?
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, they were some cheating, dirty-ass motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
The only reason they didn't get divorces back then like they do now is because that shit was taboo. If it wasn't taboo, their divorce rate back then would be way worse than it is right now.
Yeah. In a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just think about, like, the amount of motherfuckers that, had to go on quote-unquote business before cell phones existed.
Yep.
I just think about that, and I'm just like, oh, man, the poon I could have been getting. Well, actually, I probably wouldn't have been getting it because, again, minority in the good old days. Making Alone in the Dark's point there. I'd have been...
Fields.
What was it? What was it? I heard some dude say that was hilarious. He's like, what? Heroin? I mean, I don't know. I could like jazz, I guess. My music people got that joke.
All right, my fucking shit here is white people quit talking about racism like you know what the fuck's going on. Okay?
Oh yeah.
Please quit it. You look stupid every fucking time. Fucking Bill O'Reilly, shut the fuck up. I don't know if you guys heard of him talking about racism. When I get pulled over by a cop, I step out of my fucking car, I pull up my shirt to show him my gun so the officer knows I have it. Yeah, that would have worked.
Yo, I just watched Cops yesterday, and some dude was like rubbing his belly, and I watched the cops drag him out of the car and beat him into the ground because he looked like he was reaching for a weapon. Granted, he had a weapon on him, but that's not my point. They didn't even see it before they dragged his ass to the ground.
That's my only thing, man. That's all I gotta say about that shit. Just shut the
I'm
fuck up.
an exception to that. I can talk about it all I want.
Loyal white knight to a fault, as you said. God damn.
Hey.
Earlier. Is it that time already?
It is that time. Half my friends growing up were black, so it's cool.
Yeah, I got friends. I got black friends. That's okay. I can do that.
That sounded like some dubious ass lie.
Alright, but this is
Actually, that's not true. You do have some black friends. I went to go visit this fool over at his spot, and there are black kids running in and out of that house constantly these days, yo. Or I should say a black girl.
What you didn't see was his wife patting him down every time they left.
Put the TV back.
He's coming over like, give me a hug.
Oh.
Why is it that every time you give me a hug, your hands are in my hair? Just sheep's wool.
Why are you checking my pockets while you giving me a hug?
I'm not checking your pockets. I'm showing your pockets love.
Well, this has been a very informative Dare to Disagree. And this is Alone in the Dark out here in Smoky, Colorado. I don't know why.
Jonathan Esther out of the most earthquakiest of county Californias.
You get that state of emergency going on.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. The beach is right there. We're good.
I don't know if I can say my name without actually laughing, so.
What's that, Loyal White Knight? What's that?
Signing out from an undisclosed location.
In the good old days, I'm light skinned, so I'll be in the house.
Yep.
Chemicals.
God damn. Look at that fucking traitor.
And before we sign off, I would like to say that Mike is a fucking bitch, and he posted a Facebook status update of him finding a man attractive. So, go ahead and miss the next fucking show, asshole.
God damn. Guess I can't be missing shows no more. That's gonna be the repercussion.
Right.
Manhood on the line.
We'll fucking talk to you same time about 7 or 8 minutes after 7 o'clock next week. Good evening.
Good evening.